Hello everyone and welcome to yeah welcome to Radical Buildz. You might notice something different about me. It is that I got a haircut. Yeah, it's been a couple of months coming, but here it is. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing pretty good myself. And, yeah, let's cut the chit-chat and get to some building. So, I should mention that I've stopped numerically naming the episodes because although it is kind of easy to remember which ones are which, I prefer not to number the episodes because it seems like it would be leading up to something. But this is going to be a continuous series that focuses on stuff within my alternative universe that I made back in 2021 called the Radical Earth universe. If you're unaware what the Radical Earth universe is exactly, to put it simply, just think of it sort of like our world, but sort of retro. So, what I mean by this is that technically Radical Earth itself is still taking place in the present day. So, like, as of this very moment. However, various aspects of that world are heavily inspired by aspects of the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, so on and so forth. And the reason why it's called Radical is because Radical is a term used by people to express, satisfaction with something like, oh, that thing looks rad, or something like that. So, in case you're wondering about why it's called Radical Buildz, it's a reference to Radical Earth. I should also mention that although it's called Radical Earth, the people within that world just still call it Earth. It's just, I gave it that name to differentiate it from our world and that world. So, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, tonight we're going to be building a console that it's been a long time coming. A console by the name of the Protendo 64X. With a name that is inspired by a very real-life console, the Nintendo 64. The Protendo 64X is basically that console, but on steroids. You have online gaming, you have way better graphics that are more akin to a Sega Dreamcast. Yes, for real. I know that's a little weird, but whatever. Not only that, but the way it accepts cartridges is different. Because instead of the cartridges being, the standard N64 cartridge, it is instead, well, think of it sort of like a mixture between a UMD for a PSP and a game cartridge. So it's still technically a cartridge, but it is called a disc-based cartridge. But for Protendo, they call it the game pack. Yeah, just, I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but game pack. Now this is actually meant to tie into something else. So, a few days ago when I was streaming, I had mentioned that I was in the process of planning a Halloween Hellraisers stream, or series. First of all, I would like to express some disappointing news. So, the original concept for the Halloween Hellraisers stream series has been canceled. That's not to say, however, that the Halloween Hellraisers special is not going to happen this year. It's still happening, But it was just way too ambitious, and I quickly realized just how ambitious and unrealistic it would be for me to try and get all that stuff ready by the time episode 1 would start. So I opted for a different method, and it's something that is somewhat tried and true. And that method is just having a one-off stream on Halloween night, and that would be for the special. Now, the special in question is going to be different. It's not going to be focused on the back rooms. However, it does have something to do with what we're going to be building. Because it's not just the console I'm going to be building, but there's also going to be a game. You'll see what I mean. But, with that being said, how about we start off with the bare bones, you know? So we're going to start off with a 16 by 16, right here. And to start off, we're just going to, yeah. Now you're probably wondering, well, okay. What's so special about a 16 by 16? Well, excuse me, can you cooperate? Okay, so I'm going to I placed that right. Okay. There. Now, the reason why I did this is, well, you'll see. All you need to know is that this is 24 studs long, 6 studs wide, and, well, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go from there. But this is going to be the bottom of the console. It's not going to be anything groundbreaking in terms of design. It's just going to have the rounded edges and all that stuff that I've been doing recently to give my stuff a little bit more of a sleeker look. Because, you know, my older builds have all been kind of boxy and blocky and rough around the edges, you know, which is typical with someone who is still, you know, getting their bearings straight whenever it comes to building this kind of stuff, albeit virtually, but, yeah, so, what I'm going to be doing now before I actually round out the edges is, going to be, this is the length I need, right? No. I'm going to need 2 of these because of, well, you'll find out shortly. By shortly, I mean right now. So, we have this. But, you're probably wondering, wait, why is it built like this? So, what I want to... Then my phone went off. What I want to do with this is, you can follow along if you'd like. I'm not gonna restrict people. I'm not gonna be like, oh, in order to do this, you have to pay me like $5 billion. I'm not like that. You're free to follow along. You're also free to do your own twist on it. I'm not telling people how to do this at all. It's just my general guide, or somewhat of a guide if you want to follow along, but you're free to build stuff however you want. I should also mention that Bricklink right here is absolutely free, so you don't have to worry about paying for any kind of services unless you want to have it with all the parts sent to you, you know. But I'm not going to do that because, for one, I don't have the means to do so. Keep thinking my phone goes off. I don't know. But again, I don't have the means to have this stuff sent personally to me to where I could actually build it personally. But I'm perfectly fine with building it virtually because it's the next best thing, you know? But anyway, so this is going to be the edge of the console right here. I'm being edgy with it. And people wonder why I'm the least funniest person on the planet. That's why. Anyway, yeah, so what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be... Yeah, so... That, and that. Yeah. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna round it off with these. Also, I like how I clicked on that anyway, even though it's literally on the same tab. Anyway, better not be disconnecting. Because I always look over at this screen right here, like the one I'm looking at, and always see that, you know, hey, the little red square thing. Because I happen to use OBS, so in case you're wondering about what my recording / streaming software is that it used to be Streamlabs, but after I found out about them using OBS's name without any permission, I quickly stopped. And that's not to say I hate them at all, because I'm not a very hateful person. Hell, I actually used to hate that word. And the reason why I used to hate that word is because of the fact that anytime my mamaw was giving me a hard time, like, she would have me do something and it was really irritating because she's like, she tells me to do something and then I start doing it and then partway through I forget. Because what she'll do is she'll tell me to do something and I'll remember it and then she'll start telling me to do something else and then that second thing is like a long drawn out explanation of what I need to do for that. And then it gets so long that I end up forgetting the first thing. And so I start trying to remember what to do for the first thing. And then, like, I ask her what I need to do. And then she gets all irritated because she's like, were you not paying attention? And I'm like, I am paying attention. And, like, because of me, I'm not even raising my voice at all. It's just, she, like I said, will overly explain something right after she's done explaining something minor to me, like, I need you to get me a water bottle, and then I need you to go to the kitchen and grab, like, this thing, and then this thing, and this thing, and this thing. And then it gets to the point where you eventually forget that very first thing. So because of that, like, I'll get irritated because I'm like, why are you going through all this time to explain so much to me when I need to just, like, you know what I mean, right? But, like, I'll express a little bit of, you know, irritation about it, and she's like, why are you being hateful, Brandon? And I'm like, I'm not being hateful. And, like, that's the whole reason why I used to hate that word, is because she always will say that. She'll be like, you don't have to be so hateful, Brandon. Like, excuse me, I'm not trying to be hateful. It's just, like, whenever someone literally has you doing chores like that, like, menial tasks, by the way, like, very menial, But what'll happen is I'll start doing one of those things, and then partway through, I forget the second thing because she spends so much time explaining everything to me. Instead of just saying, okay, Brandon, I need you to get me a water bottle, and then I'll need you to get me an orange, and then get me my purse. That's all you need to say, is just those three things, short explanations for each, and then that's it. But instead, she has to tell me, okay, I need you to get me a water bottle, and then for the orange part, she's like, and then I need you to go downstairs, go into the kitchen, look around for like 25 minutes, and then find an orange, even though they're hidden in plain sight, and then bring it to me, and then go downstairs again, look around for my purse, only to realize it's not in the house, go out to the car, open up the door, get the purse, come back inside, and you know what I mean, right? It's a long... Okay, good. Reconnection established. And I'm itchy. Yeah. Anyway, again, that's not meant to sound like I'm trying to badmouth her at all, because I love my mama, I really do. It's just, sometimes she gives me a hard time without trying to, you know? And again, that's no fault to her, she's not doing it to irritate me, it's just, the stuff she has me do at her house is so weird. Like, she'll have me get something, and then like 2 minutes later, when it seems like all I have to do is just relax, she's like, hey, I need you to get me this, and then... Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. Anyway. I'm trying to say is, nothing will compare to last year when, things got a little weird for Mamaw. Because, like, I should say, for a little bit of context about what I'm about to talk about, back in 2020, my step-grandfather, who I call Papa Mike, or occasionally I would call him Magoo, he unfortunately had passed away at the very beginning of August due to, well, you know, the thing. But anyway, so of course, Mamaw being stricken with grief, you know, she wanted to spend time with me. But, what ended up happening was, of course, I gave her some time alone to sort of recuperate, recover, and all that stuff. But what ended up happening last year, however, was a little bit more, confusing. So what ended up happening was, and bear in mind, I was in Colorado whenever this happened, but I remember it vividly because it was something that would occasionally happen to me. But what would happen is that, or not what would happen, but what happened was I was in Colorado with my papaw, my Aunt Jennifer, and my younger cousin. And I think it was either on the way home or when we were still in Colorado. But my cousin Jacob ended up calling my aunt, and he told her about what was going on. What ended up happening was that he told my aunt that Mamaw had gone over to their house because she needed Jacob's help for some reason. Come to find out is because she wanted him to go with her to a Sam's Club to get various items to end up going to her house to drop stuff off and then take him back home. I'm not even joking. Yeah, that's literally it. So, of course, like, it's weird, because wouldn't you rather have him go with you to Sam's and then, you know, have him load stuff into your car, take him back to the house, like, to my aunt's house, you know, and then go back to your house, and then, you know, like, it's all very, very confusing. And I'm not even gonna try and comprehend it because, you know, yeah, I can't comprehend it at all. Anyway, so now what we're doing is we're building the corners right here, like these little inner corners, and I'm building them 4 studs high. The reason being is because this bottom layer, like right over here, will have certain sections of it will have the flat tiles, you know, the tiles right here where there's no studs. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, anyway, so, of course, going back to what I was saying, that did happen to me at some point, where what ended up happening was she would try and guilt trip me into coming over. And this first happened in August that year, when I think it was a few days after I had just gotten back from Colorado with my papaw and my aunt and my cousin, and my mamaw asked if I would like to come over to her house to celebrate what would have been Magoo's birthday. And so I thought, yeah, sure. So I went, and well, to my surprise, at first she didn't do anything that would signify guilt tripping. But, it was whenever I was inside, just sitting in the living room. I think I was hanging out with Jacob, when all of a sudden Mamaw walks up to me and asks, "Hey, do you think at some point this week you'd want to organize a time to spend time with me?" And, like, I didn't know what the hell to say. I was just, like, confused. And I was just like, maybe? Like, I didn't know what else to say, alright? Because, again, I love my Mamaw to bits. But what ended up happening next, and I couldn't really hear this at all, but Aunt Jennifer told me what happened at a later point in time. But Aunt Jennifer ended up talking to her, and she knew straight away that Mamaw was trying to guilt trip me into coming over. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what do you mean guilt tripping? She's still grieving, isn't she? Yeah, but the thing is, though, she was literally trying to guilt trip me, though, because she's like, she wants me to come over, and she knows full well that I have my own responsibilities here at home. Like, I have to take care of our swimming pool every once in a while, like putting in the chlorine tablets in the pool pump, and sometimes in the floater as well. Like, we have a little pool float. Not one of those inflatable ones, you know, the ones that you put chlorine tabs into to keep it extra clean. I have to make sure the water levels are as high as I can make it. Not like to the point where it fills up the pool all the way up to the very top. I mean, like, there's a certain little spot that I have to pay attention to, and whenever the water gets to that spot, I turn it off the, okay, come on. Hey. Okay. Anyway, so uh yeah. Simply put, I have my own responsibilities here. Sorry for scratching my head a whole lot. Is haircuts. They feel good, but your head feels itchy because, there's hair residue. Anyway, but my mama already knew full well that I had my own stuff that I had to do at home, so staying over there for a week, I can't really afford to do. But, like, a week is pushing it, alright? But, what ended up happening was, my aunt actually, like, chewed her out, and I couldn't even hear the entire conversation, but she did eventually tell me what she needed to talk to Mama about, because she knew that she was trying to guilt trip me. Because, again, Mama knows full well I have my own responsibilities here that I have to take care of. So, and Jennifer knows that too. So, she had every right to talk to Mama and tell her, hey, Brandon has his own things that he needs to take care of, so I don't really appreciate you trying to drag him over to your house when he has his stuff. But she did it in a way that actually made Mama cry, because, like, Aunt Jennifer was visibly upset about that, because, she understands full well the stuff I have to do at home, so she knows that, me going over to Mama's, it would have to be organized between me and Mama, but I can't really do it during the summer because, I'm extra busy during the summer taking care of the pool more often because, it's summer, it's hotter, the water's gonna go down faster, all that other stuff. Anyway, so, yeah. Okay. Here's the TV cable port. There's the power port. And now for the network port. Yeah, that's right. This console will have networking. Yeah, so. But getting back to what I was saying, I haven't gone to my Mama's in a couple of months, like several months, I'd say. And it's not because of anything she did. No. It's actually because of the fact that she had... I moved the mouse, but I still placed it where I was supposed to place it. Okay. That was actually pretty good. Anyway, but she had surgery in, May, I think. Yeah. Or sometime in May, I think, because she had a trip that she had to go on in May, and so because of that, she couldn't really get me during that time. But then after that, she ended up having surgery on her leg or something like that, and so because of that, she told me that she wouldn't be able to get me until she recovered. But here's the thing. It's about to be fall, and normally she would try and contact me and say, hey, do you want to come over? Not at all. And on one hand, it's kind of a relief, because, again, she fully understands that I have my own responsibilities here. So, yeah. Anyway, Ow. Arm's itchy. What I'm trying to say, though, is that, I don't know if she's gonna try and drag me over there again, like, for a little while. Maybe. But, I hope to God she doesn't try and drag me over there for Thanksgiving. Because I was with her for Thanksgiving last year. And the year before that, I was home for Thanksgiving. You know, the year that everyone wants to forget about, although we can't exactly do that because, you know, I don't know. I know. I don't know. Anyway. Wait, what? There. There we go. There's the power cable, or power port. I know it doesn't really look much like a connection port, but whatever. Actually, let me, Oh, wait. Need to get a Technic brick. Yeah, there we go. That's the thing I was looking for. Yeah. Anyway, now for the, TV port. Hearing a whole lot of clickety-clack. My headset already has a green light. Huh. 1 second, I need to see what the battery is on my headset. By headset I'm talking about my Quest headset. Yeah, 1 sec. I'll explain further about my plans for the headset in like a moment. It's already at 98. Anyway, getting to what I was about to say regarding my headset. So, as you all know, I am currently saving up for a new PC. It's going to have an RTX 3060, 16 gigs of RAM, a terabyte of SSD storage, the works. It's not a custom PC, but it's a PC I'm saving up for by MSI. I found it on Amazon, and I think it'll be a very, very worthy upgrade compared to this old dinosaur. This is a HP Pavilion gaming desktop. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like a GTX 1050 isn't exactly gaming material anymore. Now, I'm sure it probably was when it first came out in 2017, but I got this damn thing 2019. Yeah, it's very outdated. Anyway, with that being said, though, yeah, doing pretty good. I'll be getting my next allowance next month, and I might or might not be getting a extra pay for helping out with Halloween. If I don't, that's perfectly fine. But my allowance has been raised to 125 from 100, so that's good. But the reason why I bring up my headset and why that involves my new PC that I'm going to be saving up for, it's because I'm also planning on getting one of those Oculus Link cables. Not an off-brand one, it's the actual cable that you can buy from Oculus, or I'm sorry, Meta. Still the same thing. Now I know it's kind of pricey. It's $80 fucking for a 16-foot cable. But the good thing is, it's 16 foot. A 16-footer. bear in mind, right behind me is my cedar chest where I sit down and watch TV or play games. Not really the most comfortable spot, but it's cozy. But that's actually where I sit down to play on VR. So, yeah. So I'm not going to be one of those super high-tech people who are like, I have a wide open space to run around with my virtual reality headset. Watch me run into a wall. Ow! That's $400 down the sink. Or $500, depending on which one you get. Yes, that's a reference to the headset being risen up in cost. Not risen, not rosen. Rosen. Anyway, yeah, so I am going to be getting one of those as well, but first and foremost, need to save up for the PC first. Important. Yeah. My early estimation as to when I think I'll be able to get it, it mostly depends on, for one, like I said, I'm most likely going to be home for Thanksgiving because I was with Mamaw for Thanksgiving last year. So it would only make sense if I was home this year. So because of that, I'll definitely be needing to help out with Thanksgiving this year at home. And of course my papa will sometimes tell me that since I'll be helping him out with that kind of stuff, he'll be giving me extra money. Like, he'll be paying me for it, so it'll definitely go towards my savings, so that's good. Christmas, however, that's different, because, you know, I'm gonna be home for Christmas, most likely, because I was home last year for Christmas, but the reason being is because of the fact that, I know it's kind of early to talk about Christmas, even though, you know, Walmart apparently already has Christmas stuff ready to buy. Don't ask. Just don't. It's confusing. It's confusing. It's weird. I kind of like it, but at the same time it's really just weird. But it's not Walmart's fault. I'm not gonna blame Walmart for it. I'm not gonna be like, I blame you guys for why people are listening to Mariah Carey for the 900th year in a row. I know that's not accurate because, you know, Mariah Carey hasn't been around for like 900 years. It's just, it's exaggeration. Anyway, yeah. But the reason why I was home for Christmas last year was because of the fact that, you know, Mamaw, she can't really afford much, you know. Whenever Magoo was still alive, she could, but, you know, nowadays she can't really afford as much as she used to. So it's more just, you know, she doesn't really have any other choice. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Need to do my ventilation technique. By that I mean, there's this building method that I do for any electronic inspired builds like this. And I didn't used to do this, but now I do. But what I do is I make a sort of vent pattern right here. Yeah, I know, vent, Among Us, shut up. But the reason why I'm doing it is just to give a little bit more, you know, it's to sort of give more, a little bit more, attention to detail, you know? Because think about it like this. What if this was a real-life game console, minus the Lego bricks, of course, and you wanted to play on it. Well, if it didn't have any way to vent out the air that it's building up, it would most likely overheat and cause a fire. Case in point, you would need ventilation. So I know this isn't exactly an actual vent, but this is how the vents would be patterned, you know? Just lines. So, yeah. Anyway, now to build the front. Should be easy, because, you know. We can do that. So we have 2 controller ports here and here, and then 2 others here and here. And just like the N64, it'll have 4 controllers you use. It's typical. Hold on. Okay. But anyway, as I was saying about what could potentially be happening at Christmas this year. So last year, for the first time ever in my life, at least to my knowledge, I actually spent time at home this past Christmas back in 2021. Now, that's not a bad thing either, because, you know, like, again, I had never actually spent time at home for Christmas at all. Like, I spent Christmas Eve here, but I haven't stayed here for Christmas Day. And so last year was my very first time doing that. So I think it's probably going to happen again. Oh, I forgot to put the 2x1s. Where is it? Oh, 1x2. So, yeah. As for what I think I'm going to be getting for Christmas, I'm going to be getting money. I'm probably also going to get a game or two. But, what? How? I was aiming right here. Yeah, it's like, hey, I know you're pointing directly at this thing, but how about I just go under here? Yeah, how about no? How about no? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so, I actually really like that pattern right here, where it sort of like goes up, you know? There we go. Yeah, but the money that I'll be getting, I'll be putting towards the PC. I should mention that I've kept a sort of calculation in my head for each month I get my allowance. So right now I have 375. I almost said 350. I did briefly have like 345, but that was only because of the fact that I had to use some of my money for my haircut. But yeah. Wait. Oh, no. 8? No. 10. Yeah. shit. 8, 8. No. Okay, well, it's close. It's definitely close. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. But, like I said earlier, my new allowance is currently $125 per month. So, because of that, next month I'll be getting $125, so that'll raise it up to $500 exactly. I'll be at that point almost halfway. Then November's gonna roll around. That'll be $625 plus any additional money that I get from helping out for Thanksgiving. December rolls around. There'll be $750 plus any additional money that I'll be getting that month from Christmas. I'm talking about a total amount, so it depends on how much money I get total from Christmas. Whoops. Yeah. Anyway, now that we're done building the bottom portion of the console, how about we, put in the board. By board, I'm talking about the motherboard. Yeah, let's do that. So what we're gonna be doing is, I'm surprised that thing actually fits. But how I used to do boards, like, if it's a computer, I'll put an actual graphics card in there. But since we're talking about a console, consoles don't have actual graphics cards. They have a chip, which is essentially the card, but, you know, in chip form. So we have the CPU. We have the, that's the GPU. RAM right here. And alright, so CPU, GPU, RAM. That is the sound chip. And then finally, oh, that was like disconnecting. This will be the SSD. Is what I would be saying if it wasn't for the fact that I'm not doing an SSD. I'm doing an entirely new format. So, the thing about yawning. No, the thing about the Radical Earth universe is there are certain pieces of technology that our world doesn't have. One of those being the introduction of the hyperstate media disk drive. So it's sort of like a hard drive mixed with an SSD in that there are technically moving parts, but they're whisper quiet. They work incredibly quickly, and you don't have to worry about, you know, noise too much, which is always a good thing. You don't want to hear all night long, you know, like when you're playing your games. You'd rather focus on, you know, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so let's, wait. Oh, shit. Ah. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Okay. Ah! Always something in my nose. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this. Not the console. I'm gonna be painting the hyperstate drive and the board and the things. Anyway, so hyperstate media drives will have a transparent disc, like for the data disk. And of course the actual drive itself, the actual main body of it will be a certain color. In this case, this one is going to be a sort of black, yeah. Here. 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 Then we have the little bolts right there. There we go. Oh, wait, no, we're not done. Alright. There we go. So we have the drive right here, we have the board and all the components. Again, we're gonna get to the main color of the console later, but all you need to know is it's entirely up to you if you want to build one yourself. Again, you don't have to build it in person. You could use this program, which again is completely free. Bricklink is absolutely free. You don't have to worry about it, you know, being some kind of subscription model. That would suck if it did, because then I wouldn't be doing this right now, none, would I? Nah. Anyway. What I am going to do, though, is something new. I'm going to be sort of filling in the empty spaces here. Yeah. The reason why I'm doing this, by the way, is because of the fact that I think it would be a lot more presentable if I made the interior smooth, aside from the components of the console. Even though, again, this is a fictional product, but I want to give it that little extra bit of realism, where if you look on the inside of a console, aside from the components, the body itself and the inside will be smoothed. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that is the bottom portion of the console done. I guess I can go ahead and paint it. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give the console a nice, let's say clits. I am a very mature human being. Hear me roar. Okay, that was stupid. Anyway, yeah, I think dark gray would be good. Alright, there we go. Now I'm gonna be going ahead and painting the feet. You know, the little pad things right here. And those will be black. Right. Actually, you know what? I could go for some music. We all say music. It's not gonna be copyrighted. Don't worry. But you know. Load, please. Come on. It's starting to. That's me. Someone built the Quadra VTEC from Cyberpunk? Wow. Fancy. Right.
What's up, Peloton? Full body strength coming your way, alright? Come on. Halo with me.
I haven't played it yet, but look at that. See, we got like a 90s style to it. I like that. Look at that. Not that talented. Full credit goes to Neville here. Oh yeah, and for those who like a little bit more blue blur.
Today, we're going to be unboxing these headphones that I bought online. See, the thing is...
If anyone ever had any doubts as to if this game is going to be good, I'm going to pause this video right here and let you know. Frontiers is going to be the start of a new generation for Sonic. It is not going to be a repeat of the meta era, where it was all just stupid jokes every 5 seconds, and Sonic not being his old Sonic self. This game is going to signify several things. For one, the return of Sonic's original character in terms of how he was. Because he'll still say things like, I saw a gameplay video recently from someone, and he said, "Ooh, cool mirror web thing," but he doesn't make it out to be a joke. It's just that the Sonic that I grew up with, he would always say something like, he'll say something that is contextual, where, for example, in a cutscene in Sonic Adventure, there's a robot called Zero who is attempting to capture Amy, and he'll say he's just a chunk of cheesy hardware, but he doesn't say it in a sort of like, let me just have someone try and laugh, so like they egg on the joke. No. Instead, he just says it as a sort of one-off insult to the robot because, you know, that's a snarky remark. And so, whenever Sonic says, ooh, cool mirror web thing, it's him observing it and thinking that it looks pretty cool, although it could also be a sign of danger if he isn't too careful. And another thing is that Sonic is actually back to being in, like, his old self, where, like, he's a lot more mature in terms of, Yeah?
Is Luke in there?
No.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that, like, in the old games that I grew up with, Sonic, while he does still have that sort of upbeat and cheery personality, he's also not afraid to be serious about what's going on. And you can actually see that in one of the trailers for Frontiers, where Sonic sees Amy captured inside that ball-looking thing, and he's like, Amy, is that you? And instead of making some kind of joke about it, like, I don't know what this weird red ball thing is, but I'm not gonna bounce it around, and then just keep on egging the joke. No, he doesn't do that. You can thank Ian Flynn for that. just saying. Anyway, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do music. It's just, I don't want him to be distracted by it, you know, so. It's not that I don't like playing music, it's just, you know, I don't want to be distracted. Yeah. Follow me. I'm standing on the border of everything. Listen close. Can you hear the spirit sing? Lost messages of long ago. That's basically what the song sounds like, but it is a very good song. And mind you, the song I was about to play was just the short version of it. So obviously the long version is going to be way better, but you know, that's not to say the short song is bad. It's not. It's freaking amazing. But yeah. Anyway, before I go onward, I'm going to do something. I'm going to get no. I think it's this. I could have sworn I saw it somewhere. It was that one 1x2 that has that sort of hinge part. I'm trying to find it. Can't find it. It's not here. I know that much. One by two. Let's see. But, what I'm trying to do is, nope. Brick? No. Okay, I know I'm not crazy. Oh. Isn't the fucking hinges. Of course. But the reason why I'm getting this is, well, it's because of the fact that, you know, yeah. You ever have those times where you try to think of something and your brain's just not wanting to cooperate? That's me. That is literally me. Okay, so wait. Okay. Yeah, there we go. But basically, the reason why these are positioned like this is because, the 64X console itself, how it does the cartridges is different from its real-life inspiration, in that instead of it being a top-loaded cartridge, instead it actually has a sort of hinged disc tray looking thing where it'll flip open like this after you press the eject button, or the disc port, whatever you want to call it, and from there you just either take out or insert the disc. By disc, it's actually a cartridge that has a CD-like disc inside it, and that is literally what the cartridge is. Anyway. Yeah, so, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get sloopity sloop. Because what's gonna happen is, oh, how did that happen? Okay, and how did that happen? There we go. Yeah. So now, with that in mind, I'm going to get this, and actually, hold on. Can I... Yo, no way. This'll actually work. Okay. Alright. So, there. So now all I have to do is, well, everything else. Oops. Wait. Nope. Oh. Okay. Before I go onward, I'm going to go ahead and first need to, wait. No, I have an idea. I was about to put these flat pieces on there, but then I realized I could just get these slopes and build them across like that. And then I'm gonna get one of these 1x1s and yeah, see, like that. Then I'm going to close this. Oop. Okay, well, close enough. I'm here, standing on these, reaching far across these new frontiers. I can't sing, okay? I literally cannot sing for the life of me. If someone had a gun to my head right now and they said, I dare you to sing a song that you like without skipping a beat, and if you manage to sing it correctly, you'll live. But if you can't sing it, you're gonna die. I guarantee you, I won't last 2 seconds. I'll be like running around at the speed up sound, and then I'll just, or you know what I mean though, right? Like, naturally, whenever you're nervous in that kind of situation, you mess up because, you know, it makes sense. Anyway, yeah, so my point being, I would not last very long because I cannot sing. My singing skill is the equivalent to that of a cat trying to sing castrato. I don't even know what the fuck a castrato is. And I don't want to find out because it's probably going to be something really stupid like, hey, idiot, guess what? A castrato is this. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. My phone's like, boom. Anyway, all right. Now comes the fun part. Originally, I was planning on building the cartridge and the controller, but I feel like doing all that stuff will be very time consuming, so I'm just going to build the console. I might get to building, you know, controllers at a later point, but not at this very moment. Oh. Slopes. Not the ones that you ski on. Or pee on. Ma, look, I'm peeing on a slope. Billy, stop peeing on the slope. My humor is bad. Because, well, I'm bad. And that's good. I don't know where I was going with that joke at all. You know why I don't? Because, like I said, my humor is not good. It's terrible. It is. Trying to make a joke, but then they're just like, get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? And you're just like, yes. And you keep saying it over and over. It's literally the thing. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Why does it keep doing that? Come on. There. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna... I'm gonna call it here. This, everyone, is the Protendo 64X, and oh my god, that took way longer than it should have, but whatever. It's done. I was trying to build the cartridge slot there, but I wasn't able to because it's just not wanting to cooperate. But with that being said, I'm gonna save this, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm actually gonna export this tomorrow, or not export, but render it, and then I'm gonna put it on Facebook tomorrow. Anyway, with that being said, I think that's gonna do it. I hope you all have enjoyed this. If you did, then like, comment, subscribe if you'd like. You don't have to, but it's certainly appreciated. But with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.